My name is Vin DeQuino, and our guest is Seth Greenwald.
Hey.
Seth, how you doing, buddy?
Very good, Vin. Thank you.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What the heck is a creative warrior, Seth?
Well, that's a great question, Vinny. A creative warrior is what you need to connect with to get what you want out of life.
And the creative warrior is in you?
The creative warrior is in you. It's a combination of your intuition, it acts as your guide in order to navigate on your road to success, right? Everyone wants to get something out of life, but a lot of times there's a lot of inner adversity on the road. But your creative warrior is something that understands where you're headed.
So you help people get in touch with that creative warrior?
Yes, I do. I do. And in my first book, I have more than 50 techniques on how to get in touch with your creative warrior.
Now, when you say first book, this is the first book.
That's
Secrets
right.
of a Creative Warrior.
That's correct.
So this is the secrets. And then you have a second book we'll talk about a little later.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming up pretty soon.
Pretty soon. It's coming April 1st is the book launch.
Wow,
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so talk to me. What is this? And this is a practical guide for developing your creative warrior.
Right. Well, creativity is based on divergent thinking.
Okay.
Right. The principle in this book, one of the main principles in this book is that your first idea will never be your best. So you need to develop many ideas. And this book helps you develop those ideas. Because if you say have an idea and it's not your best idea, you might go on the wrong path. But if you allow yourself to have quantity of ideas over the quality of ideas at the onset, you'll have a lot of ideas to be able to compare to. And then you can pick your best. You can pick the road that you need to.
So is there a certain process for doing this?
Well, it's all about not evaluating your ideas. It's kind of like sitting back and just letting
those
don't
ideas
critique.
happen.
Yes, don't critique your ideas. Don't order your ideas.
It's sort of, I work with writers all the time.
Yeah.
I've been working for many years with many writers.
Yeah.
And one of the things I tell them is to try to breathe life into the book and then let the book do the work.
Right, exactly.
So is this sort of the same idea? Begin an idea and then let that idea grow and develop?
Yeah, the key is to get into the flow, right?
Okay.
Like, I'm a writer. And the way I write is that I get into the flow and let the words come out. As soon as I connect with my creative writer, my creative warrior, my creative writer, I can't edit. I don't edit till the end, right? So that's another thing.
That's like trying to paint a house before you build it.
Exactly. Just let it go. Let it flow, and then you come back and then you edit it. But if you try to edit it and create at the same time, that's not gonna. It's not gonna work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's really a stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
It's to have an idea and then let that idea flow.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Some writers work well that way. Some don't. What you're saying is generally it does work, but you have to learn how to develop the sense of doing that.
Yes.
It's not something that's 100% natural.
Right. It's not 100% natural because most of we're taught to use our left brain, right? Use our analytical left brain. What about the other half of your brain, your right brain?
So you're going to the right.
You got to go to the right, and it's kind of like a veil being lifted. As soon as you get to experience the right side of your brain, you're like, man, what have I been missing my whole life? Well, now I feel whole. It's a holistic approach.
I understand what it's kind of like a freedom. You're allowing yourself to think out of the box.
Exactly, and that's a lot of my first book is about techniques to help you think out of the box.
Give me an example of one of those techniques.
Oh, okay, all right. A lot of people like the technique called try a new mustard.
Try a new mustard.
It's try a new mustard.
Know.
Yeah.
I hate hot mustard. I hope that's not one of them.
It's not. It's not one of them for you, Vinny. But
there you go.
On the shelf one day, I went to my local A&P, and I'm like, I was going to get my Golden's mustard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, there's like 46 other types of mustard. What have I been
Why are you only using this?
Why am I only?
I only use yellow mustard. I warned you.
So I literally start counting the number of mustards, and then So I picked the one that's called the Bavarian sweet mustard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then know what happened? Just
You
from
liked it.
I liked it, but just from picking that different type of mustard, I found where my ancestors lived 150 years ago. Because it's true.
Okay.
It's creative. It's the creative process.
Pretty creative.
Whenever you make a small change in your life, it can make a
it can lead to
major
other things.
impact.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I taught for 35 years. The last 5 years of my teaching career, I taught teachers.
Teachers, yes.
Holy cow. There's a 5-letter word that you don't want to use around a lot of teachers. It's called change.
Change, exactly.
Change is so difficult sometimes.
Very difficult.
You know, there's so many teachers who use workshops that their teachers gave them 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to get into a swing of a new thing and understand that times change and methods change.
Right.
So realizing that you have to do things a little differently gets scary.
It is very scary.
So this is a little bit scary.
It's a little
So
scary.
you try a different kind of mustard and hope that works on your sandwich.
Hope that works. But it's more than a sandwich. It literally helped me to find Oktoberfest in Munich, you know, because they use this type of mustard.
That's wild.
So this past October, I went to Munich. I went to Oktoberfest.
Oh my goodness.
And now, and that's the reason I wrote my second book, just because I tried a new mustard.
Wow.
When I was in Munich, I met a guy who said, "When's your second book coming out?" I'm like, "I don't have a second book." So just trying a new mustard has allowed the world
dare
to
to
have
try.
a second book.
All right, so that's a technique. Technique is try other things.
Try other
Be
things.
willing to break loose.
In small ways. In small ways.
In small ways. Okay.
Like, what if you just wanted to? What if you take the same direction, the same route to work?
Work every day.
What if you just changed that a bit? Would you meet new people? Would you have new experiences? How would that change your whole day?
Even change your GPS.
Right.
All right. So, wow. Another technique.
Yeah. Another technique, is literally changing the direction of your the way you move. Changing the direction of the way you move. Changing the way you.
So the way you think.
The way you think.
And then the way you move.
Right. Because it's all about action, right?
You know, another thing that I do when I talk to writers, I say, all right, so here's a couple questions for you. Where do you write? If you've been writing in the kitchen, try the library.
Yes.
If you did the library, try the back deck.
Exactly.
If you've done the back deck, try the attic.
Right.
And changing where you write seems very little, but it could make a big difference. Right. What do you wear when you write? Right. If you write in your pajamas instead of what you wore in work all day, it might change how you view what you're doing and put you in a different mindset.
Right.
So I understand exactly what you're saying.
It opens you, it frees you up.
It frees you up and it gives you a chance to think a little differently.
A little outside the box. Outside the box. And you have to get comfortable with that feeling of not being comfortable.
Yeah, we become robots in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know, you get up, first thing you do is you go to the bathroom. Then you go here, then you go here, then you make your coffee, then you do.
Exactly.
And if you change the routine, it could change the way you think.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're on autopilot a lot.
Oh yeah. And we are on autopilot a lot.
We are.
It's scary how much we are on autopilot.
Right.
You should see when I first retired from teaching, it was like frightening.
Right.
It was like, it's 9:17. I should be doing something right
I should be doing something.
Isn't there a bell that's supposed to ring?
Yeah, they're like Pavlov's dog.
Yes. No, that is absolutely true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 10:19.
Yeah.
This is lunch period for the 5th grade.
Exactly.
I should be eating.
And that's what your creative warrior will tell you. He'll say, "Hey, wake up.
Yeah.
He'll slap you around. Hey, wake up. Let's do
So I like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a refreshing change in your ways of thinking.
Yeah, it
so
really is.
what you're really saying is that we should manipulate the way we think and not fall into the trap of doing things the same old way all the time.
Right, because there's something called, you ever hear the seventh sense?
Yeah, I saw that in your book.
That's in my book.
Talk to me
The
about
seventh
the seventh sense.
Well, you have the five senses, right?
Yep.
Sight, taste, touch, smell, and hearing.
Yep.
You have the sixth sense, which some people say intuition, some people
like
say
an
ESP.
ESP kind of, yeah.
But everyone has a seventh sense.
Seventh sense. Oh, tell me about that.
It's the sense of possibility.
Ah.
It's the sense of possibility. There's something in you called the inner critic that always says, don't do that. You're not good enough to do that. Why should you start? You're going to fail. That's the opposite. That's impossibility. All you have to do is omit the I am, and you get the sense of possibility. And that's what creativity is all about. When you feel that sense of possibility, you go after it. That's what you're going towards.
Risk-taking.
Well, yeah, but it's a small thing. It's like we're talking about. Maybe I should go a different direction. Maybe I should work in my pajamas. Maybe I should have a different breakfast cereal. Maybe I should have a new mustard.
Maybe I should write my book without writing an outline first.
Right. Oh, that's risky. That is risky.
Well, that's funny you should say that because I never write an outline first.
Yeah.
But some people do.
But yes.
So change what you normally do. I mean, I was very surprised when I began working with writers.
Mm-hmm.
I was very surprised to see how different writers are from each other.
Yes.
And when I do writing workshops, I love to see revelations when people go, "What?
Right.
When do you write?"
Right.
In the morning when you get up? Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
I tell them I write 3 o'clock in the morning.
You write 3 o'clock in the morning.
My friends are not surprised anymore to get an email from me at 3:30 or 4 o'clock.
Really?
Because that's when I write. Everybody's gone. Nobody bothers me. I can't call anybody. I can't go anywhere. It's too dark, too quiet,
so you write to me.
no one's around.
Interesting.
That's when I do my best writing. I tell people that and they go, "So wait, you wake up out of a dead sleep and you write?" And I say, "Yeah, except for me, it's not such a dead sleep."
Yeah.
When my eyes open, I'm awake.
You're awake, right? So you write. Now, that's interesting. 'Cause when I wrote this book, at the same time every single day, I commute into the city.
See?
My creative warrior is ready to write at 7:15.
Yep.
At 7:15 every morning, I write for half an hour, and that's on the train, on my iPhone.
There you go.
That's what I do.
That is one of the things that amazed me most about working with writers. I call it the writer's profile.
Yeah.
That each writer has a different profile.
Yes, yes.
How you write, where you write, when you write, why you write.
Right.
And when you change those up, there's your secrets of the creative warrior.
You have to change it up.
Be able to change it up.
Yeah.
And look, I've written over a dozen books.
Right.
And I can't tell you that each time I used the exact same method to write the book.
Right.
It's not true, especially since I write children's fiction, children's nonfiction, adult fiction, adult nonfiction. I write magazine articles. I write all sorts of things.
That's interesting.
And it depends on what moves me. So in a lot of ways, I've come to grips with my creative warrior.
Yes, you have.
I'm sure there's ways that I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't conquered my seventh sense completely.
That's right.
Because there are things that where I won't go.
Right.
But I stay where I'm comfortable.
Right.
Sometimes it is good to become uncomfortable when you're writing.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
to dare to do something different.
Yeah, exactly. Dare to do it. But did you know that my creative warrior and everyone's creative warrior can help you to become, to guide you in your life? Creative warrior is not just about creativity.
So that's where book 2
That's where book 2 comes in.
All right, talk to me about book 2. What's it called?
Book 2 is called Answering the Call
Okay, I
of
think
Your
we have
Creative
that up
Warrior.
on the,
Answering the Call of Your Creative Warrior.
Answering the Call of Your Creative Warrior.
And everyone wants